All right, so let's talk about Redgate for a minute here. Redgate is a course in Rockville. I guess it's just outside of Rockville Town Center. It's a convenient course to play, and I think it's one of the older courses in the city, I would guess, given its location. Uh, Montgomery County has a number of good courses in and around the DC area, right off the Beltway. And this one, I have played this one, and I have not tried any of the other ones, but I would say that this course is not a bad course. I'm going to rate it first off as a B minus. It's probably a little better than I think it is, but I've played it enough times to be somewhat jaded, and I really don't think much of it for a number of significant reasons. And one of the major reasons problems I have with this course is the road noise. It runs along some major road. I forgot what the name of it is, but it is noisy as hell on some of the holes. On that side of the course, there's another access road that comes right by the course. You hear traffic routinely going up and down that road, and one of the fairways runs right alongside. Actually, two of them runs right alongside that road. So between the access road and the other main road that runs from Rockville to, say, Silver Spring, I guess it is, it does get noisy on parts of the course, which is distracting considering that those are probably the hardest parts of the course. The course has a fair degree of verticality. You will definitely place up and down on this course. And some of the holes are actually quite technically challenging. But on the other hand, some of them are just kind of cheeseball holes. And I think that I would give this course maybe 2/3 of a good rating for some of the good holes, and I'd give it a 1/3 of a bad rating for the cheeseball holes. The problem with it is that it isn't quite kept up enough on the bad holes to really make them good holes, and there's too much noise on the good holes for them to be great holes, and it just kind of falls flat. It's like a French chef who tries to make a souffle, and then it just comes out as or a croissant with too much butter and too much oil. It could be a decent course if they were to actually make it a decent course, but I have the feeling that they didn't try to make it a decent course, because in the end it would still be stuck between these two roads, and it would still be just basically a 5-acre course off of Rockville, and it's still a county course to a degree, and you can't put too much money in it. There's always somebody coming in there wanting to play golf and not pay a lot of money, and the course is relatively inexpensive in the overall sense. They've got a decent clubhouse. I don't know if they have showers or anything, but they've got a decent bar, hot dogs and everything like that, and a decent pro shop. But it's almost like a prisoner of its environment in a sense. I would just want to play a course that doesn't have such weaknesses. The holes that I like on the course are nice. They're interesting. They're fun to play, but they are unfortunately no more than half the course. The other half of the course really isn't much to speak of. So I will give Redgate a B minus. It has nothing really in terms of views. I mean, there's a lake or a pond or a marsh or something on the course that you see going. You will play off the third hole, I guess it is, that goes alongside it, and the 18th fairway runs alongside it. But it's really just like a marsh, a runoff area that they've integrated into the course. And while some of the shots alongside that are obviously going to be a challenge, you're dealing with these geese all over the place and geese droppings all over the fairway just as much as anything else. It just comes off as kind of sad in some ways. Honestly, it unfortunately does come off as kind of sad in some ways, but at the same time, it has some decent holes. There's no question. A few of the holes, not just a few, maybe 5 or 6 of the holes are a good solid golf challenge and absolutely worth playing the course for. So I think it aspires to be a decent course that falls a little bit flat, but it's still better than some of the other courses in the area. And I think it suffers the same kind of problem that a lot of courses that are inside or very close to the Beltway have, that it's overdeveloped. The surroundings have grown past the course, have sort of overtaken the course. Instead of a field that's been overtaken by growth, it's a golf course that's been overtaken by the community. This Redgate has that to some degree, and I think it's struggling to maintain viability in an environment which really doesn't want it to be a good course, just wants it to be someplace they can drive to that's 15 minutes away, go out and hit some golf balls, not spend a lot of money. So a B- at most, if not a C+. I like I said, I'm a little bit jaded about the course, so I won't quite give it a C+. I'll give it a B-, but I think it's stretching to get there, and I can't seriously recommend this course. It is okay, and the strong point of it is that it's right downtown in Rockville, and there are 5 or 6 really decent, technically challenging holes in the course, and they have a good clubhouse with good beer. So when you get done sweating around this course, you can at least sit on the deck and have a good beer on this course. That is certainly a plus. That's Redgate Golf Course in Rockville, Maryland. Oh, and one more thing to be fair about Redgate is there aren't any houses on the course. There's just one sort of office complex that you'll see on the 18th hole. And there's a giant warehouse that you'll see on, I guess it's the 12th or 13th hole. But other than that, there aren't any houses on the course, which is a plus, certainly. Have to take that into consideration.